People bring their cars in for service all the time for one reason or another, but one driver had a problem that dealers just really didn't know how to deal with, certainly didn't have a manual for it. Fox 4's Brandon Todd joining us now from Park Place Lexus in Grapevine to tell us what happened. Brandon?
Yeah, Heather, it was a day after Christmas and a customer brought the SUV in here for service because they were hearing some meowing coming from the engine area. Well, they got that SUV into a service bay stat and the rescue attempt began.
No, it's going forward.
It was almost like an operating room. A dozen or so technicians huddled around. The patient, a Lexus RX 350. The diagnosis, the engine is purring just a little too much.
The moment pulled on the service drive, we were able to clearly hear the kitten was meowing.
So the service techs at Park Place Lexus in Grapevine got to work. The owner of the SUV didn't lay claim to the cat and assumed it was a stray that had simply climbed up into the engine looking for warmth.
The cat somehow was able to maneuver its way through the wheel well under here and then lodge its way. We're still not sure how it got in there, but it got in there through this way. So we had to remove this whole section of the bumper and pull it out just enough so that way you can kind of, visually see the kitten.
The longer it took, the more technicians gathered, eager to see if the elusive feline was okay.
We're able to see that it was stuck behind the grill in between kind of a vent, if you will, and that vent had to be literally cut out because it wasn't a removable piece. Had to be physically cut out around the kitten. Once they retrieved it, then they took the kitten over to a workbench and were able to use tin snips to cut around the plastic piece that was lodged around its neck.
The kitten was malnourished and scared, but okay. And that's when Assistant Service Manager Mona Pham swooped in.
I went to go see it behind the cashier's desk, and she was the cutest little thing, and I couldn't say no, so I took her home.
Pham even gave the little kitty a new name.
Her name is RC. It's not after the Lexus RC, it's actually short for Rescue Cat.
In our view, we saved a life.
And believe it or not, this is not the first time that they've rescued an animal from the front of a car. They actually, a couple of years ago, had a customer come in here and they pulled a red-tailed hawk out of the grill of a car, and that hawk survived. And by the way, as you're probably thinking at home, that that was some pretty invasive surgery that was done to the front of that SUV and a pretty hefty service bill to go with it. Park Place picked up the bill for that customer so they didn't have to pay it. Heather?
Oh, that's great to hear. So they saved the kitty, they helped the customer. It's a win-win. Brandon.
It is.
Thank you. It's a great Christmas present. Thanks, Brandon.